The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how we can do it together. When we look to the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it a go stop, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
Pleasant morning, my wonderful peeps, my Energizer bunnies, right, in the chat, right, big up to, right, our articulate panelist, Melting Pot, right, Jamaica. Once again, it is a wonderful pleasure to, sit in front of you again, right, doing the people's work. But before we begin, as always, let me just go into the chat and big up my Energizer bunnies, right? Let me just do that. Right now, okay, first in class, we have Track and Stream TV. Bless up yourself. Bloomy Coleman, bless up yourself. Falmouth Girl, right? Bless up yourself. And Dorette, right? Edwards, we have Bolo. Right, and here Bolo is giving you, right, the mission for today. Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit the like button. Coming in and going out. Share the content. Thanks in advance. Right, so wonderful, Bolo. And people, remember, I'm asking for those who have not subbed up to Bolo, please do so, right, because Bolo, right, in all honesty, is doing a fabulous job. A fantastic job, right? Bolo, right, is one of the platforms that I followed religiously, right? So people, please sub up to Bolo. He's doing really a fabulous job. All right. Now, Angela Hastings and of course Pamela Okolo, right? Beverly, Dan Whitaker, C. Jam Carty, right? Fiona Byrne, Bali Bala, right? And okay, we call Dana Whitaker already, Pamela Oko, all right? And okay, Rowan James, all right. Look up yourself, a boss, right? Charmian Flowers, sorry, Charmian Flowers, all right. Inspiration, Child, Child of God, right? Don Morris, 90, the chat is just now getting away, so people are just coming in, right? Before I have Melting Pot, meet and greet, right? I want to say that for persons who are following Mystic Sensation, right, for over the years that you have been following Mystic Sensation, my loyal followers, this morning we are going to take you to through a new dimension. And you know what? I don't want to speak yet until I have, right, my panelist meet and greet, and then we come back here. All right. Now, without any further ado, let me just have Melting Pot meet and greet. Melting Pot.
Thank you, Sir Lord Byron. Pleasant good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. This is the Mystic Sensation Thursday afternoon live. And we just like to be here in the space as usual, communicating with you, our people, our energizer, trying to, extrapolate all the variances as it relates to corruption and, other high-level criminality that we see happening in Jamaica on a daily basis over the last decade. And we also like to big up our family down into Ground Zero era, all those blood and fire comrade and labor right who are down there. Yeah, I just want to categorize it and make it, just right across the board. Yeah, no political biasness. Yeah, everyone down there are Jamaicans, and we know everyone is suffering at the consequence of this administration. So I just want to big up to you, my family. Keep the faith. Big up to all blood and fire comrade worldwide. It's a movement that has been in existence for a long time, a movement that has solidified the party, mandate and motto as it relates to black people life. Yeah, and the respect for black people life. Yeah, I also want to big up everybody in the chat room as usual. You are very loyal to the platform and you share a lot of insights and accurate comment. So without any further ado, I just like to hand back the floor to the host, Sir Lord Byron.
All right. Thank you very much for that melting pot. Let me just shape a background here. We all know that the Jamaica Labour Party had stolen the general election. There's a reason why I am going here this morning. Immediately after the Jamaica Labour Party had stolen the election, I spoke out clearly because the previous administration, they had 49 members, while the People's National Party had 14. And so then, of course, they have that 2/3 majority power. And what they had done, they had blinded the People's National Party, right, eyes, and in so doing, blinded the public eyes in the previous administration. It is important in terms of what I am saying to you now. And immediately after the election was stolen, I said, right on my platform, for those who, been following me, I said that the People's National Party need to fight for 2 committees, take it back from the Jamaica Labour Party, which is the PAC and the PAAC. And I am telling you, Jamaica, that, Mark G didn't hesitate. He didn't hesitate. From day one, Marky G, right, was on it in terms of handing back the PAC and the PASC, right, to the People's National Party to provide checks and balance. And even Bruce Golden said it was wrong in terms of what Andrew Wallace had done, using his 49 majority, right, to bully the PNP, right, and blind them. There was a reason for that in terms of what I'm going to share with you this morning. It is going to be shocking. And what we have seen now, as it relates to UHWI, University Hospital of the West Indies, is now solidified the reason as to why we did need to take back the PAC and the PASC, so that the People's National Party, right, managing those oversight committee, can now, right, have an inside look to protect taxpayers' dollars. So we are going to touch on the UHWI, right? But there's another burning topic that Jamaica need to understand. And I want to take my people this morning. What you're going to see, I'm going to reveal the belly of the corruption. Last night when I was doing the research, I asked myself, is Juliet Holness is much more richer than Andrew Holness? People, I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Is Juliet Holness is the principal person that managing the crime. Andrew Holness administration in Jamaica, I want you to listen to me. They are not operating a government. They are operating a crime syndicate. I'm going to present it this morning for all of you to see. They are operating a crime syndicate. And Juliet Holness, being the Speaker of the House, is way on top of that list. Andrew Holness. So let me say this to you, Jamaica. I further had done this research as a result of Rosie coming out, because something is deeper and more sinister than what people are looking at the surface. And what Rosie was trying to do was trying to, in her discreet way, tell Jamaica that the Jamaica Labour Party is out of line. Not to be about this. Jamaica, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me. She was saying to us that not only Donovan Williams, but the entire Jamaica Labour Party is out of line. And I tracked that and I realized that the Williams brothers, is so significant in terms of preserving and protecting Andrew and Juliet Holness' empire of criminality. Darrell Vaz and Bobby Montague are columns in Andrew Holness' criminal organization. People, I want you to listen to me keenly today. Because what I'm going to share, you're going to see. What you have seen as it relates to what is happening with UHWI did not just come from, UHWI. It's a pattern of behavior articulated by Andrew and Juliet Holness. That's the way how they behave. They breach every policies and they weaken checks and balance. You're going to see what I'm showing you today. And so then what is coming out of UHWI, it is telling you that it is the MO of Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness. They are the architect. So when Andrew Holness coming out and speaking against corruption, he is the demons. What it means to me many of the times when Andrew Holness speaking against corruption is like someone pushing a knife straight through your flesh and asking you if you feel it. That is what Andrew Holness is doing with Jamaican people. That is exactly what he's doing. Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness, the architect, right? As it relates to breaking policies, mashing down the guidelines that protect us. Now, let me show you and begin in terms of, right, Rosie's situation. And I have a little song that I decided that, right, based on Rosie's situation, I am going to play that for Rosie, right? Because Rosie didn't trouble them. Rosie warned them, but they didn't listen until we get to this point in terms of this investigation that I'm going to present this morning, where it is going to shock a lot of people. All right? So let us get into that, where I'm just playing a little thing for Rosie because you didn't trouble them. But I'm glad how you're spilling the beans, Sister Rosie.
Be in a me garden, be in a me garden, be in a me garden, in a garden. Ooh, why you come? Mama, me in a me garden, me in a me garden, me in a me. Me in a garden, in a bam 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 bim bam. Oh, why you? Me in a garden, oh, me in a garden, ah, me in a garden, oh, me in a garden, in a. I'm in no trouble. Why you come trouble me? Be in a me garden, in a garden. Be in a me garden, 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 in a garden. Ooh, why you come? Mama.
All right. So that is for Rosie right away. Right? Now, so as we said, we are going to get through. But I'm going to show you a clip as it relates to why I am doing this particular research. For callers who are calling in, I'm just ask them to just ease the call until the panelist make his comment. All right. So let us go to the next clip. Now, Jamaica, as I said, this morning live is going to be something different. Very serious. So we want to listen to this. And this is why we deep dive for this information.
The party is gone. And I don't know what it will take to resurrect it. Because even in my own constituency, that, you know which part me upset with, Andrew? When I go to the party after 1 year and tell them what going in the constituency, and it a mash up. People like the one, Delroy Williams. If Delroy had taken a stand as the era council deputy chairman and Winston Ennis, and the deputy leader, Desmond McKenzie, he might tell me, say him never know them things that did go on in the constituency. Nobody told him. I don't believe him. Because a whole heap of constituency go to them era council and talk to them about the member of parliament them, and no action was taken because it's something the whole of them organized to do. To disrespect the people them and handle them like dog. And now election are come. The leader of the party have to do house to house. The leader of the party have to go on platform. I beg the workers them to support the party. That should never be. No leader, Labour Party never have to do that. When the MP them done damage up the seat them, Mr. Seaga fire them, run them away. So you can stay the talk. Can me not talk. The truth.
All right. There you have it, people. You can stay the talk. Because you know me. You know what I talk to. Well, this morning live is not about Rosie. Certainly not about Rosie. I want for people who are listening now, have your popcorn, get your coffee, and relax. Let Mystic Sensation take you through, a criminal empire Listen to what I am saying. I am going to take you this morning through a criminal empire. And when I said criminal empire, I mean criminal empire. I am going to show you where Juliet Holness and Andrew Holness, right, tear down all rules and regulation using KSMAC and using NEPA that is in the Prime Minister's office. This is what I'm going to show. It is unprecedented as it relates to the high level of corruption and what Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness had done. And I am wondering now, based on what I'm looking at, I'm saying, okay, if I am to follow this, it appears as if Juliet Holness is much more richer than Andrew Holness. People, have you heard what I just said? I said, when I look at this, it appears to me that Juliet Holness on document is more powerful and richer than Andrew Holness. Juliet Holness' wealth in terms of what listed out there and in terms of project that Juliet Holness involved in has gone over billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. When you combine both of them as it relates to their wealth that they have ascertained, right? Being in politics, being a career politician, unprecedented. It has never happened before. It is, as a matter of fact, it appears to be even impossible to achieve that level of wealth. Jamaica people, listen to me. It is impossible as it relates to the short space of time that they are in politics, right? Particularly as it relates to governance. Give Andrew Holness roughly about 11 years of that, right? And the amount of money that they amass unprecedented. And then I realize, okay, this is where we caught them. The Integrity Commission investigators has been fooled. And this is why I'm coming out and I'm saying to FID, you don't even brushing the surface. Well, I don't know what the FID have, let me say that, but what they have, certainly, they realize that under no circumstances that we can really save Andrew. They cannot be saved. Jamaican people, listen to me. Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness cannot be saved. FID recognize that. You know, let me get into the detail in terms of Leas Flat. We are going up by Leas Flat, and we are going to show you how Juliet Holness mashed down the KSMAC and how Donovan Williams and Delroy Williams allowed Juliet Holness to breach KSMAC rule and breach NEPA rule. Remember, NEPA is in the office of the Prime Minister. It's to show you how the corruption intense that the Prime Minister's office allow his wife to commit so many breaches. Now, Jamaica, follow me. Because you know how we do our things around here. Follow me, Jamaica. Look at this. Look at this, Jamaica. I'm going to share this with you all. So we are going Leas Flat. I want to make sure I share this. Right? Melting Pot, are you seeing this?
Yes, I'm looking at it.
Okay, very much. All right. Pay particular attention to these details. Well, I know you are very good, so I don't even have to even tell you that. All right. Let us show Jamaica something. Background and introduction. So we are talking about the expected participants here. I don't even want to use the word honorable. Juliet Onus and team, Councillor Dwayne Smith, right? Persons who were involved in this report, NGO stakeholders, non-government organization, Raj Malcolm, CEO, Jamaica for Justice, Natasha Robinson, Senior Counsel, Jamaica for Justice, Dr. Carol Archer, Urban Planner and Professor of the Built Environment, UTEC, Janet Calder, CEO, Jamaica Accountability Meter, Lenny Little, National Integrity Action, Lai Distance, President, Jamaica Chambers of Commerce. All of these persons have an interest in this report that we are going to show. The communities, Forest Hills Civic Association, Leas Flat Executive and Community Members, Forest Hills Civic Association Executive, Mayfair Community members, Red Hills Community members, Kirkland Heights Community members, right? And apologies here, Jamaican Environment Trust, Professor Trevor Monroe. Now let us give the background as it relates to Leas Flat that Juliet Onus is building. And remember, at the time that Juliet Onus caught up in court with this particular project, the cost of the project at the time was $800 million. Melting pot, just scrabble that down. $800 million at the time. So between then and now, of course, the project would have gone over $1 billion, right? This did not report to the Integrity Commission investigators. They hid it. Now let us get into the corruption. Now, what you are seeing there, right? Agency approvals of record for development of property, summary of NEPA and KSAC's approval. And remember, my Jamaican people, NEPA is in the office of the Prime Minister. This shows you, right, what we are dealing with as it relates to the high intensity of the corruption. Now, agency approvals. I want you to listen to this because it's very important. The residential multi-family development for Lot 21A, Volume 1262 and 21B, Volume 1364, located in Leas Flat, Forest Hills, Red Hills, Kingston, St. Andrew, Jamaica, received agency approvals as follows. So we're going to see what they receive approval for. Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, the application was granted on June 5th, 2019. This was approved, right? 3 years after Andrew Onus came in power. Who was at the M? Delroy Williams, the Williams brother, Delroy Williams. Now, National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, the application was granted May 31st, 2019. If you notice that NEPA granted the approval as it relates to the Prime Minister, who is the head, because NEPA is in the office of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister controls that, right? Had given approval first, right? Because they had given approval May 31st, 2019, while KSMAC, the application was granted June 5th, 2019. Amendment, according to the NEPA and KSMAC, the current June 2, 2019 and May 31st, 2019, respective approval should be an amendment of a previous approval dated May 31st, 2013. The amendment to the proposed multi-family residential development is in the form of 2 additional blocks and a basement provision. Now, the development approval, the proposed multi-family and single-family residential development consists of, listen this now, people, 1/6 2-story, 2 townhouse block. And in bracket, A and A, B, C, D, and E, consisting of 4 units, each with blocks C and E containing basement level for entertainment. Bulletin point number 2, 3-story apartment blocks B, blocks G and F, with block F containing 2 basement level consisting of 2 studio units on each level, 2 studio and 2 one-bedroom units on the 1st to 3rd floor. Block G containing parking at the ground floor level and 2 studios and 2 one-bedroom units on the 1st to 3rd floor. Now, pay attention, people. This is very important. Melting Pot, I wanted to write down this information. Right? I wanted to write 2.6 acres. Right? Total lots area is 10,557. Right? And 72 right square meters. Right? And that equate to 2.60 acres. I want you to write down the 2.6 acres melting pot. And total floor area is 7,554 square meter, right? 1.86 acres with guardhouse, generator room, garbage skip, water storage tank, and support. Let us look on the plan. Here is the site plan on your left. Overview of development property site plan on your left. Here, where you see the mouse, I'm struggling over the unit AA. This is the unit AA. This is, if you look on the right, you see that unit AA, right? There was no building there as yet. That building has not been built as yet, right? So then when we talk about this, right, to build that building, right, you are going to now add on the $800 million apartment, which is going to probably exceed that, right, over $1 billion. Now, unit A, unit C, unit E, unit F, unit G, unit D, unit B, right? And we account for it on the right here. So unit AA, unfinished, haven't started yet as yet. Unit A, right, partially finished. Unit C, partially finished. This is Juliet owner's property now. Unit E, partially finished. Unit D, partially finished. Unit B, partially finished. I want you to pay attention to unit G and unit F. Unit G, right? Nothing as yet. Unit F, right, is really mega. Now, let us give you another look at what we are looking at here. This is Juliet owner's Leas Flat property. Overview of development property, aerial view of development. Here it is. Unit AA, as we said, that empty. Unit A, Unit C, Unit E, Unit B, Unit D, partially completed, and Unit F, another mega project. Now, Unit F, right, is where Juliet Owners and Andrew Owners and Delroy Williams, right, breach all the rules and regulation. Right? Breach all rules and regulation. A level of criminality that taken place here. Right? Now, let us show this. Matters of concern, land use and infrastructure, habitable rooms per acre. Remember, Melting Pot, I told you to write down the 2.6 acre. Now, that is what Juliet Owners have. Jamaican people, listen to us. Juliet Owners has been approved a total acreage of 2.6. There it is. Now, applicable regulation, 30 habitable rooms acre. Expected for regulatory compliance. Now, if you have 2.6, right? then the 2.6 acres could give you an habitable space, right? 78 habitable rooms at 2.6 acres. I want you to listen to what I'm saying now, people. There it is. 78 habitable rooms for 2.6 acres. Now, if you have 2.3 acres, then of course it is less. That is going to give you 69 habitable rooms. But what if you have 3.16 acres? That is going to give you 95 habitable rooms. If you have 4 acres, the 4 acres will give you now 120 habitable rooms. Matters of concern, go back to it, look at left. Juliet owners only have 2.6 per acre squares, right? Now, agency approval of record, 95 habitable rooms. Let us talk about it, Jamaica. Let us talk about this. SMAC shouldn't have approved this. NEPA shouldn't have approved this because Juliet owners have 2.6 acres. Right? But what they had done, they had made an amendment to facilitate the Prime Minister's wife. Here it is. Habitable rooms at 2.6 acres. 78. But they approve 95, right, to accommodate Juliet owners' greed and wrongdoing. But guess what? It gets worse. If you come at the right as it relates to indicative breach, you know what Juliet owners have there? Even although the KSMAC bend backwards as it relates to Delroy Williams, knowing that Juliet owners, right, is a corrupter, and extended an amendment as it relates to Andrew owners also in giving her 95 habitable rooms. Juliet owners did not satisfy with that. Juliet owners is saying, me and the Prime Minister wife, I don't know, go control me in terms of what me want. You can go it. Me they do what I want to do. Here it is, indicative breach. Actual habitable rooms in excess of 120 rooms. People now look at this. Actual habitable rooms in excess of 120 rooms. How much habitable per acre Juliet owners have? Only 2.6. And what the 2.6, what you supposed to have? By law, 78 habitable rooms. The KSMAC, as a result of Juliet owners being the Prime Minister's wife and the Prime Minister involved with NEPA, make an amendment to appease his wife and extend his wife at 95 habitable rooms. But the wife, with her extreme greed, did not stop there. The wife goes on to 120 habitable rooms, people. Now, look at this. Let me show you this. And where other breaches, right, is quite obvious. Now, let us get down to here in terms of what we are showing here. Here it is, people. Now, she's supposed to have 3 stories. 3 stories. What Juliet owners have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stories she have there. 5 stories. Let us come back here. Now, matters of concern, land use and infrastructures, habitable rooms per acre estimated. We are only showing the people. 6 2-story townhouse blocks, right? Unit A, 4, right? Now we see that 8. Unit A, 4. We see that 8. Unit B, 4. We see that 8. Unit C, 4. 8. Unit D, 4. 8. Total, 20. She doubled it up, 40. Look at this. 2 3-story apartment blocks. Number of units, 18. Habitable rooms, 36. Here, unit G, number of units, 12. Habitable rooms, 24. Here, total, 30, expanded to 60. Land use and infrastructure building heights. Matters of concern, 2 building heights. Here it is, people. Matters of concern. Applicable regulatory requirement, 3 floors in height. What you supposed to have, people? 3 floors in height. Now, expected for regulatory compliance, 3 floors in height. Now, agency approvals of record, townhouse, 2-story building. Apartment, right? 2 3-story apartment blocks. Not supposed to go beyond 3 heights. Apartment block G is seen to be 5 stories. Look at it, people. Here it is. Here's the evidence. Right? She's supposed to go 3 floors height. 3 floors height. See it? Applicable regulatory requirement, 3 floors in height. Expected for regulatory compliance, 3 floors in height. The indicative breach of Juliet honest. Now, this is somebody who sits in parliament, sits in our parliament, and telling people how to behave, and telling people to stick to parliamentary rules and guidelines. This is the Prime Minister's wife, who involved in this level of criminality. Look at this. Apartments, the actual apartment block G is seen to be 5 stories. 5 stories. Look at this, Jamaica. Look at this. Here it is. Evidence. Because, right, this information, helicopter, right, flew and captured this information. Here it is. 1 story, 2 story, 3 story, 4 story, 5 story, and plus basement beneath that. Total breach. Serious breach. Now, Juliet honest, are you going to remove those 2-story floors that you had there, or are you run things? A badness me I deal with, a government badness me they defend. Me no care about no KSMC rules. Me no care about no NEPA rules, and my husband run that. The office they honor my husband, and me run my husband head. Anything Juliet want, Juliet get. See ya? See the plane crime committed there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who shall we talk to? Who shall we talk to? So when we see situation as it relates to the PAC, what is coming out of the PAC, this is the modus operandi of Andrew Honest and Juliet Honest. So who they are following? They are following the Prime Minister's footstep and the wife's footstep. Now look at it. This is the person who sits on our chair, the Speaker's chair. This is the person who sits on the Speaker's chair. Now look at this. Matters of concern, land use and infrastructure sewage system is another dangerous thing, this, people. Let me show you, let me get into this now and show you. Watch this now. As a result of the property size, right? 3, sewage system, size, capacity, and suitability. Applicable regulatory requirement. The means of sewage treatment shall be to the satisfaction of the Ministry of Health. Now, Christopher Tufton, right? You look bypass them something I know. Right? You're not interested. And the Prime Minister wife for commit them atrocities, yeah. Expected for regulatory compliance, 200 M chlorine chamber. This is what you're supposed to have, 63 feet, 4 inches gravel filter bed. That is what you're supposed to have, Juliet only supposed to have. 75 feet, 2 inches absorption pit. Agency approval of record, 200 chlorine chambers, that you're supposed to have. 63 feet, 4 inches gravel filter bed, that is what you're supposed to have. 75 feet, 2 inches absorption pit. Now watch this down, people. Look at the indicative breach. To date, there is no evidence of this type of sewage treatment being constructed, as only an absorption pit is currently observed on the ground. This is very, very dangerous in terms of the people who live below Juliet owners. And so then you wouldn't have sewage over the time as it relates to leaking through the limestone as it relates to the Marley area, right? Leak down and affected sewage line, NEPA doing business with this, Andrew owners, past Juliet owners for this. NEPA should have seen this. NEPA in the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister should provide oversight here. Now, look, we note that the National Water Commission in their master plan indicated that they will not extend their sewage treatment in this area. People, here it is, We note that the National Water Commission in their master plan indicated that they will not extend their sewage treatment in this area. Let me tell you something. They are not going to keep up that promise. Andrew owners and Juliet owners business this. Now, the National Water Commission, right, deep well at the foot of Red Hills in proximity to intersection with Perkins Boulevard, may be susceptible to contamination, as what I'm talking about, contamination from this and other possible breaches in sewage provision in the general Red Hills, Leas Flat area. When you hear that, Jamaican people? When you hear that? NEPA is in the Prime Minister's office, right? KSMAC at the time, run by Delroy Williams. Delroy Williams and Donovan Williams ensure that they protect Andrew owners and protect the criminality and the breaches. Delroy Williams. So when you see Rosie, when Rosie coming out and speaking about Delroy Williams, and Rosie coming out and speaking about Donovan Williams, do you not understand the insight what Rosie is giving us as it relates to the entire Jamaica Labour Party and Andrew owners administration, particularly? Now, we asked for an environment impact assessment to confirm whether a sewage treatment of this type is the most appropriate. Look at it now, people. See it here? Here's the absorption pit, only one. Go back. Here it is in the red, absorption pit. Absorption pit. Right, caller, please, I'm not taking any call now while I'm presenting. Right, and all calls need to come in after Melting Pot says peace. So just hold off the calls for now. Can't deal with any calls. We are going through the presentation. Absorption pit. There's the absorption pit, my people. There it is. Only one. Look at that. See it? Development sewage system approved for 200 chlorine chambers, 63 inches, 4 inches gravel filter bed, and 75, right? 75 feet, 2 absorption pit. So what Juliet owners only have there? Juliet owners only have an absorption pit. To facilitate all of them projects here, Juliet owners have only an absorption pit. Now, this is a crisis in our people. This is a fundamental crisis with this government who believe that they are above line and break down and mash down rules and regulation. This is the Andrew Wallace. So everything that you see coming out of the PAC meeting is an extension of Andrew owners and Juliet owners, right? Breaking rules and regulation and corruption. I want you to understand that, Pete. Here it is, people. She's supposed to have 200 chlorine chamber. She's supposed to have a 63 feet, 4 inches gravel filter bed. She's supposed to have a 75 feet, 2 inches absorption pit to facilitate all of these. And look what Juliet owners have. 1 absorption pit. 1 absorption pit. So what happened to the people who below here? She has no sense of care for sewage over a period of time to leak down on other people's property. No care. And NEPA allowed Juliet owners to get away with this. Mocha. Let me talk to Mocha. Let me talk to the Commissioner of Police. Let me talk to the DPP. None of you guys don't see this? Well, me they show it today. And I know very well that Rattigan had shown this before. It's just to the fact that in terms of what Rosie is highlighting, right? I am going back at it and present it. Because Rattigan and myself had spoken about this before. So this is not new. We are showing, right, that Andrew owners and Juliet owners. And this is Juliet owners' property. And remember, people, it is rumored that she has 3 other properties. And this property alone exceed over $1 billion. Not showing up on their statutory declaration. Now, let us go further here. Matters of concern, right? Green spaces. I'm not going to go through all of that. But look at this now, land use and infrastructures. This road access, right, is also becomes a problem. And the way all Juliet owners butt up the lady on the left. If you see the red, the house on the left, this is the lady that Juliet owners have in court, right? And they fight over this piece of road access here because Juliet owners build what she want to build, right? The lady did not give her this access and she went and she fight in a court. And this was where Juliet owners told the judge that the property at the time, right? The market cost was $800 million at the time. I am showing you. Here it is, people. Here it is. Because she need the road access to come straight to our big mansion, Unit G, that she's supposed to have only 3 stories. She has 5 stories. Now, let me show you something, Jamaica. You think that Juliet owners alone done this? So you must understand the problem, what the Integrity Commission investigators have with the Andrew owners, with the ownerses, and how the system itself being rigged by them, and where the Integrity Commission investigators have no defense from the DPP, have no defense from the Commissioner of Police. I want to show you the corruption. Has no defense, have no protection from the DPP, has no protection from the corruption prosecutor, has no corruption from the Commissioner of Police, and has no protection from Mocha. Now, take away this. Look at this, my Jamaican people. I want you to see this. Look at this. Look at this, Jamaican people. Here it is, that it is not Juliet owners right? The Prime Minister himself. The Prime Minister himself. Right? Let me just click this. Right, where is that data? I think that data had been kicked off. Let me just get back into the WhatsApp and put it up for you guys. Okay, because let me just get back that the breaches of the Prime Minister. Right, we want to show Jamaica the level of corruption that is taking place here. Right, let me just get this for you. Right, and put up back this. Right, let me cancel that. Let me just put back that there. Okay, so now we have that. Just bear some patience with me, my people. Right, now that is there, let me share it to show you that it's not only toilet owners. Look at this, Jamaican people. Here's the Prime Minister. Look at this.
And welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation says it has identified breaches at the residential development by Estate Bridge Holdings Limited.
But in an interesting twist, the breaches cited are different from those highlighted by the Integrity Commission in its latest report.
Romarda Lyons has the details in this Primetime News follow-up.
A report submitted by the Chief Engineering Officer at the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, outlined breaches of the approved building permit issued to the Estate Bridge Holdings Limited. In a release Wednesday, the KSAMC says the breaches were identified during an inspection conducted on October 31, 2024. It adds the breaches were only discovered after the Integrity Commission site visits on July 12 and 23, 2024. The breaches were observed in the basement, the ground floor, and the first floor. Regarding the basement, the release says it appears the floor area was slightly increased and the laundry area reconfigured to accommodate bathrooms and storage. On the ground floor, it says the dining room was extended, a bathroom was constructed, and the powder room was converted to a storage area. However, the floor area appears to remain unchanged. Now on the first floor, 2 bedrooms with supporting bathrooms, storage area, and a foyer was observed. The size of the master bedroom was increased by using the balcony space. Now the other bedroom with its associated bathroom was relocated and the space converted to a foyer with a storage area. It says the floor area appears unchanged. It's important to note, the release continues, that the partition walls referenced in the Integrity Commission findings were not present during the KSAMC's inspection on October 31, 2024. It says this suggests that modifications had been made to the structure before KSAMC's site visit on October 31, 2024. Additionally, the release says the Chief Engineering Officer's report, therefore, could not refute the Integrity Commission's claim that 4-bedroom units were being constructed at an earlier stage. Romarda Lyons, TVJ News.
Let us stop that. We are showing you, right, that of course, the corruption, right, is entrenched. Now, let me have Brother Melting Pot come in here as it relates to the level of corruption, Brother Melting Pot, that we have seen with Juliet Holness, right, and Andrew Holness breaking all these rules and regulations. And again, what Andrew Holness had done. Now that we understand why Andrew Holness have NEPA under his office. This is the reason why Andrew Holness have NEPA, right, in his reach, and planted Delroy Williams at the KSMNC. These were the reasons that they were there. They were there, make sure he placed his men in areas where, of course, the corruption is very easy to be undertaken. Your take on it, Melting Pot?
Yes, sir, Lord Byron. Well, you know, the whole synesty of the holiness couple, yeah, is only revealing high level of corruption. You understand? Because the two projects that you just highlight, all of them consist of lots of breaches. You know, and I mean, when you look at the fact that NEPA is under the Prime Minister umbrella, now you can see the reason why those breaches was easily, you know, ascertained and they go ahead with it. Simple fact of the matter that KSMAC, we all know Delroy Feder Williams was in control of that during that period of time. And we know specifically that the Williams brothers is very, very influential to the holiness administration and the functioning of corruption. It simply point out to you that going back to Leas Flat, it will show that Julius Holiness had a 2.6 acreage of land for the development that would only give her 78 rooms. But it shows that, you know, under the NEPA influence, that was upgraded to 95 rooms from 78. But Juliet Holiness was not satisfied with that. Based on what you highlighted, Sir Byron, she had the power of the Prime Minister in her hand, yeah, and the Prime Minister is her husband. So Juliet Holiness went and did a revision and a revisement of the total of 95 rooms to 120 rooms, which would give her a 4-acre land. Because that's what the 4-acre can build. 120 rooms can build on a 4-acre land. But Juliet Holiness used a 2.6 acreage of land to build 120 rooms, which in all probability is big fraud and, you know, corruption. And I think all of those rooms should have come down. Because I've seen where several other developers in the Kingston and St. Andrew region, there was one on Washington Boulevard, almost in front of Duane Park Plaza. There was one on Constant Spring Road, just as they reach to CVM. Yeah, those regulations is two that I know that had planning breach, and they were, you know, demolished. Yeah, so I can understand why Juliet Holiness development is still being intact when there is so much breach. Juliet Holiness has used a 2.6 acres of land, yeah, to develop what a 4 acre of land would allow you to, which is 120 rooms. So that is big breach. And when you look at the infrastructure as it relates to environment, yeah, the sewage pit, she don't have the required sewage pit on the property. You understand? And that we all know is gonna pose a problem to people below. Eventually the sewage gonna leak into those people space. And we know what that bring. All type of virus outbreak. Yeah, as it relates to cholera and all those things. So a lot of things need to be corrected there before that development is allowed to be even put on the market. Yeah, because you cannot allow that, you know. Yeah, and Jamaica should fight tooth and nails. People who had suffered the same fate should come out and voice their opinion. Because it can't be that because she's the Prime Minister wife, she's allowed to breach planning regulation and planning permission. Okay? And we all know that Andrew Wallace has done the same thing with the State Bridge. Yeah. So it just goes to show you the sinister of the holiness couple. They are criminals. Yeah. They are lawbreakers. And they are manipulators in Jamaican society. Yeah. They push people away, you know, because they are so mighty and powerful. And the regime get what it wants because the regime is ring-fenced by a lot of corrupt element. Yeah, such one we highlight as Feather Delroy Williams, being the man in charge of KSMAC. I mean, that institution is there for planning, permission, and planning regulation. Yeah, and that institution should have upheld the integrity of the institution. But instead it fall down and lie flat on its face with corruption because of Andrew Holness. Yeah, and we know how influential the Williams brothers are. Donovan Williams, him hold the shares them, the secret shares them, while this one give all the planning permission. Yeah, and then, you know, go around and behind all means them change it. Yeah, them give it in the appropriate format, you know. But then go behind and change it. Yeah, because they know they have KSMAC to, you know, stand with them with all the corruption. Now, we are seeing from a long time this type of behavior practice. It's not just now we are, you know, zooming in on it. Yeah, there are several more development that Juliet Holness was carrying out at the same time. Yeah, in the same Leas Flat region. And we ask ourselves, if this project value 800 million, then, and this is not the biggest, then what is the actual cost of the rest? In my calculation, there were 2 more because it was stated that she had 3 development going on. This one and 2 more. So we would like to know that it's certainly, and if the rest are bigger than this one, you're talking about close to $4 billion project. Where did Juliet Holness get all this money from? Who financed her? I don't think we can trace any financial source, you know, like she get the loan from anywhere, you know. These are money that the Holness has amassed physically. You understand? From all various means of other corruption. Yeah? And in terms of how they formulate the things, you know. I tell Jamaican people that this guy is a crime minister running a mafia organization. And it proved just now, is mafia behind the works of these planning permission and planning regulation, you know. Mafias. So we can't have these people at the helm in parliament, one being the crime minister and one being the speaker of the house. Now that just show you how Jamaica as a country and a whole is in the grip of the hands of 2 high-profile corruptors, 2 high-profile criminals, and 2 high-profile individuals who are destroying Jamaica and a whole. Yeah? Because these people that live below this Leas Flat development, you know, couple of years time, you know, Sewage kill them down below, you know, because it will seep through the ground. Because it don't build with the specific requirement. Yeah, and it don't have the amount that it should have on the development property. So it's problem. You're gonna have overflow, you're gonna have easy seepage of the sewage sweeping from outside of the ground because it's built on a hilly terrain, you know. Yeah, and when you have something at top, you know, it goes right down to the bottom. So it will affect all those people at the lowest level. Now this can't be. This have to change. And Jamaican must see the demolition of this project being carried out. Just like how the man building down at Washington Boulevard was torn down. Yeah, because he was building so much apartment room there over a period of time. I was wondering why it couldn't finish. And the eventuality of it was that it had to be demolished. So the same thing must happen to Juliet Holness and Andrew Holness construction development. I mean, Jamaica can't have 2 laws, you know. One for the ordinary and one for the, you know, high echelon. We can't have that. We have to have a law that coincide with the Constitution and the people that, you know, lives within the means of the Constitution. Yeah. It can't be that you separate the law because you are in charge of the country. Jamaican people never elect this guy as a prime minister first and foremost. The party did. And Jamaica people did not elect the Labour Party to destroy the fabric of Jamaica in the way that we are seeing it unfolding in front of our very eyes. You know, these people are in the business for their own, not for running the country, not for providing the needs and the necessity of the people that lived on the island. They are just there carrying out mass development here, there, and everywhere, all over the length and breadth of Jamaica. And where did they get the finance from? I mean, 10 years of political career cannot amass this amount of liquidity that we are looking at. You understand? And remember, they have asset. But what is fundamentally, none of these high-profile projects that we see were listed and what they supplement to the Integrity Commission. These were hidden. So this show you the high level of corruption and the high level of theft and the criminality at the whole in this administration, the husband and wife, thinking that they are the sole, you know, owner of Jamaica and they can do anything. So Rosie, when Rosie come out and highlight what is happening in the Jamaica Labour Party, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And we can construct event like what we've just shown and ring fence it around what Rosie is saying to prove what Rosie is saying. Yeah, because the head of the party is the biggest criminal in Jamaica. That's why I don't call him Prime Minister, I call him Crime Minister. And in the lurking in the dark, in the shadow of his wing, is size 14. She's a big, big criminal moving under the radar. But development like these will expose who she is and the power and the influence that she have. Because remember, I know, planning permission, give her permission to build 78 rooms on the 2.6 acres of land in Leas Flat. Her husband using the power of NEPA, which is under his arm, yeah, upgrade her from 78 to 95. But what she did, to show you such a big, mighty and powerful like her size 14 foot, she went ahead and upgraded from 95 to 120. Now 120, she would have to have 4 acres of land. She only have 2.6 acres. So if you move it from 78 to 120, where you get people? You get an extra 42 rooms. Now 42 is more than 50% of the 78. So just look at the vast amount of percentage she'd have added to that development that the 2.6 acre does not afford her to. So she's maximizing a 2.6 acres and turn it into 4 acres. Now, if this is not criminality, I don't know what is criminality. That must come down. The people of Leas Flat must demonstrate in no uncertain manner that high-level breach constitute a total demolition. The woman get planning permission to build 2-story. She gone all the way at 5. Eh? She gone all the way at 5. And I can tell you people, being a man that know about the building trade, yeah, when you get planning permission to build a 2-story building, yeah, that comes with the mechanism of the amount of material and what to build that, yeah, to stand up to a 2-story height building. And I can bet you that she used the same specification to go 5-story. Now that can cause serious thing, serious damage, and lots of people losing them life in the future. Because you have to build it to the specification for it to stand up as a 5-story, you know. But the specification that she get to build was a 2-story. And I know that she being a mafia, she not going to change nothing to solidify it being a 5-story. It went build just like our 2-story for build, but she have 3 more story on top of the 2. That is more added weight to the building and the structural development of the foundation. That can cause big problem in Leas Flat. Those people up there that build them houses over a period of time, build to the required specification. and had no problem in terms of human catastrophe being a part of their community. Now she has gone in and changed the whole demographic of that, and now there is a possibility of human catastrophe in the future. So I'm saying that project must be revisited by the planning permission and by the various entities and asked to be demolished. We cannot have Juliet Holiness and Andrew Holiness going around and building as they like and breaching all planning permission and planning regulation. Yeah? And that is just where, my point of view stop. It has to come down. You cannot have a law for the ordinary citizen of Jamaica and one for the people in high echelon. And I yield back the floor to you, Sir Lord Byron.
Thank you, Melting Pot, for eating all the pints. But one of the most significant things, and let me just open the phone lines, right, for people. Oh, as I open the phone lines, people are calling in. Okay. All right. Yes, Sister P. Oh, no, this is Sister Winnie. Sister Winnie, sorry.
know that. How are you? And good evening to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Melting Pot, good evening to you.
Bless up, Sister Winnie. Bless up.
I would like to wish Anna Rose, ABR, a happy birthday. It's her birthday today.
All right, hold on there, right there, Sister Winnie. For the panel and people in the chat, let us wish ABR, right, a happy and wonderful birthday. On behalf of the panel, on behalf of Sister Winnie and all the persons in the chat. ABR, big up yourself. You understand? Please enjoy your birthday. Yes, Sister Winnie, go ahead.
Now, this woman going against the rule by building extra floors.
Yes.
From 3 to 5 in all of them. Do you know if she don't have planning in the proper sewage where the number 2 and everything to go, after a while that number 2 is going to fly back up into your apartment?
That's true.
Because it don't have nowhere to go. So it will flow back up. This is what I think Mr. Mark Golding and the big up should do. Take her to court to make them knock it down. It's not right. You cannot go above planning permission law. Do it because you're the wife of a prime minister. How dare she do that? It's wrong. The ordinary man cannot do that. If you build a house and you didn't build it as if the plan you sent in, they can let you knock it down. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, you're right, Sister Winnie. Sister Winnie, that is what's supposed to happen because number one, right, you add a 2-story, right, to out of the requirement. That is very serious because remember,
because you don't have enough way. You didn't build enough sewage way for the number 2 to go.
Exactly.
And so when everybody say the flats, everyone taking the flat. When the number 2 ready to come back up on them, God help them. She shouldn't be allowed to do this. She's able to knock the extra 2.
But let's see, Sister Winnie, remember, as it relates to the requirement for the sewage facilities, right, to facilitate, right, that sort of, huge complex, right? She remember how it goes, right? She had 2.6 acres. And per standard.
I don't know about the acres because I'm only telling you what I'm listening to, what you are talking.
Yes.
Right? She's wrong. And she's too dry-eye and bare
Dry-eye.
face.
Yes. Dry-eye and bare face.
And yes, she's too rank. And I'm telling you, they think they're above the law. No one can touch
Exactly.
them. But Juliet, let me tell you, someone can touch you. And don't forget what you do to people. You've got two children. And if they should have any kids, remember what the Bible said. Up to the 4th generation, you might not be around to see that. You got to stop this nonsense. You're too bully in the house. If you got someone like me that don't know much in the house and you talk to me like that, you wouldn't dare them would have to ban me for 3 months from the house because I would rip into you, not to fight you, but put you in your place.
Exactly.
You know, and it's about time now the PNP got to stop this, you know, listening to them, okay, talk. That's why I do not want to listen to Parliament when some of our people are talking. They're too pretty. They think they're Mr. Well, no man, and they put their hand in their pocket and talking nonsense. Come on, stand up to that bully woman. Huh? It's not right. That woman need to remove from the house, but you know why? Even though we say yes, we want her the first time, we still couldn't have said no because they didn't have the majority. They still could put her there.
Yes.
But she getting away with too much murder. As if she's supposed to be the lady of Jamaica. But she's not the lady. She's an underdog. My dog's better than her. I got 2 woman dogs and they're better than her. So they know what to do and what not to do. Because if they do something wrong, when they see me, they're gone. You understand? Juliet is too disgusting.
Too disgusting.
And she thinks she her bony face. She thinks she's pretty. She her face bony like some hungry mongrel dog.
But Sister Winnie, knowing that she has been breaking all these, you know, critical rules, right? And then now she's in Parliament now telling people, you understand, to obey standing orders and telling people. Can you imagine?
She's sick. Listen to me. She couldn't talk to me in Parliament. And I'm telling my people now, stop being pretty and handsome in the house. Come on. I stand up to her. There's nothing much we can do. We can't boycott Parliament because they can make the rule and pass everything that they want.
Oh, yes.
We've got to be in the house. We've got to be in the house to challenge them.
Exactly.
Well, my people got to, oh man, listen to me. I'm telling you, you see Andre say he want to be in the house. If Andre was in the house, they would ban him every 3 months. All I can say is, you know, I'm ashamed to be a Jamaican right now. I love my country, but every time my friends them see me with what the TV Prime Minister up to now, you know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Exactly. You know, it's not a human being. You know, they smell the blood of the money. What they want so many billions to do with? Why is she so greedy? Listen to me. What all the PNP bloggers that is on the YouTube should do? Play 5 minutes of Rosie, of what she said every day. Do not let them because they want us to forget about what Rosie. Rosie? What's her name? Said.
Yeah, Rosie Hamilton.
Yeah, they want us to forget. You know.
Exactly.
We should play every day. Every bloggers should play 5 minutes of her every day. Don't let up. That's what they want. They want us to forget about it. That's why now they're talking about the even though it's wrong with what they're doing now about the university money that's spent. Mm-hmm. They want to drag us away from Rosie and with this that they can't find file. It's all like strategy to let us forget about Rosie.
Exactly.
We must not forget about Rosie. Rosie, come out. I don't know what's happened to her. We haven't heard she said anything lately because they must leave her alone. But she got to come out now and tell us the rest. Why Andrew go and see her? Is it true that they burned down the people and then move them and sell in the lots for houses? Is it true? So why something shouldn't we talk about? Every day there was fire. Me wondering why so much fire and so many people, you know, move around, not knowing that what they were doing.
Exactly.
Mighty God. Anyway, thank you very much for listening.
Blessings.
I may not explain the proper way as some can.
No, man, you well explained yourself. All right. Thank you, Sister Winnie.
Thank you, man.
All
And
right.
say hello to Lady and
Blessings, blessings, my sister. All right. All right. The line is free, so persons who want to call, please call in now, right? Before we move to the next topic, because we want to bite in the next topic. So we are allowing, right, roughly about 10 minutes of calling time, right? So, but melting pot, one of the thing that is critical in all of this is that where did Juliet Owners get all of this money from in terms of building those huge projects? Where all of that? And remember, she started it from 2013 in the melting pot, right?
Yeah.
She started to build these projects, but in as it relates to 2013 when she started, right? Hold on, another caller is coming in. Yes, Sister P, how you doing?
Good afternoon. My afternoon melting pot.
Sister.
Big up, big up.
Yeah, man.
Here, with all those breaches, I know that when Mr. Sewage in the sea, there's nothing they can do about it.
Of course, Sister P. They need to stop it. She need to take down the other 2 stories, and she need to have, as a matter of fact, right, as it relates to the sewage system, she need to put in the proper infrastructures for the sewage system, because she live on the height, you know. I mean, look, you have houses below her over a period of time, right? When that system, right, can't take anymore, you understand? You're going to have outpouring, right? It's going to sleep through the limestone, and so, and it is going to cause contamination to even the water system. So that project must stop.
So they not see that.
But that is one of the reasons why I bring it out this morning. You understand? Because we had brought it out already, you know. Vatican had shown this already, and exactly. So and based on what is going on with Rosie calling out everything, I said, you know what? It is again that need to be put back in the ear and show how, you understand, these people are breaking down rules and regulations.
The link.
Yes.
The link.
Exactly.
And the next thing, with the thing, me I want the PAC. Honestly, my opinion, me no know. Me hear them and say Andrew Weekly, a business partner with Mr. God. As I go.
I am not sure about that information, because I have done some research and I'm not seeing where he's coming up, where that is concerned. So I don't know.
Oh. But okay, because me I say if I saw it go, Mark is here if it do not do. And Mr. God, you can't get yourself at the bank around there. Yeah. At the same time we are talking about integrity and then getting up shebang around. We no matter who we know.
Well,
we no matter who.
Yeah.
We step aside.
Well, it is.
We now look backward.
It is what it is, Sister P, right? Because while we are here on the platform and we want to hold government accountable, it simply means, as a platform, if any one of our own caught up, right, in any situation, we have to hold that person accountable as well.
Yeah.
Right? There's no two way about that, right? Because what we want, we are fighting for Jamaica. We are fighting for Jamaica, right? And I cannot be here, right? And okay, all right, GLP done wrong. I am going to call it out. And if PNP done wrong, I am going to call it out. We are talking about governance, good governance. You understand? And that is one of the reasons why we are Manleyites. You understand? Because we don't see green and we don't see orange. Right? We don't see green and we don't see orange. We see Jamaica. Right? And being a Manleyites, my political philosophy, right, has to deal with, right, checks and balance and accountability and fairness. You understand? Through the length and breadth of Jamaica. Right? And I have that topic to discuss, right, later. And when I reach, right, I'm just going to discuss it in a very fair and honest way.
When I man from Jack, then he come for Ratigan program. And when Ratigan asked him the question, he grow and I grow and I grow. And I grow. And I said, no, sir, this not look right at all.
Well,
in a hindsight first time, I try to catch him and talk about your service. We thank you for your service, but one thing I mix up, we know in it.
Well,
right? And them I said, Jack, then I go pay. Jack, then should pay for a long time. In my opinion, if my Andrew Whitley really in a business, it don't look good. So when PMP win back now, Andrew Whitley still it no, so I don't look good at that. If I say go, allegedly.
Okay. Right. But you know, we are going to touch that topic, Sister P, and relating to my perception and my experience. You understand? I'm going to call it for what it is. Right?
Of course.
We here on the platform, right, cannot be politically biased. Right? We are not going to be like a NNN. We are not an NNN. No. You understand? That serve a political purpose. You understand? Because we are eating out of the trough. As a matter of fact, you understand? Me glad say, you understand? Me not eat out of no trough, you know. As a matter of fact, right? Nobody now pay us for blood, you know. Let us put that out there clear. No one can say that they are paying a Mystic Sensation or they're paying a melting pot to black. Right? So we are liberty. We are at liberty, you understand, to speak for Jamaica.
That's right.
All right? And that's where my argument lies. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We can squeeze in another 2 calls before we move on to the program. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me just, because this caller is calling me from all right. I hope I get this. Okay, this caller is calling for quite some time. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Line. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Mystic. I've been watching you for the first 3 months when you started.
Yes.
And I've learned so much. Yellow melting pot, man.
All right, melting pot.
Straightforward, simple Jamaican business.
Exactly.
Listen to me now.
Yes.
Listen to me now. Thank you very much for the job you do, man.
You're welcome.
The situation is this, right? Marky G will be my leader.
Yes.
At the present moment.
Yes.
I don't see anybody replacing him.
Exactly.
Right? And I'm not talking about doubling the opposition. And I'm talking about real leadership at this time.
Yes.
But let us be very constructive, right? And be objective. The present People's National Party need to step up. Just like the last election, they did a good job organizing. Nathan Campbell and Marky G alone couldn't do it. Most of the member of parliament were sitting back, candidates, sitting back with it to fall in their lap. For example, look at the seat of the Prime Minister's wife. On nomination day, the PNP candidate have a ride on the back of a bike to be nominated. That was a signal. We did nothing. We were out-organized, we were outspent, and we were out-faxed on election day. Right now, with all these revelations that you have been doing and all your braggers that Jamaicans have been seeing, I yet to hear on this platform the truth. I am a Jamaican and I'm proud to be a Jamaican. I always be a Jamaican. But the truth is this. We are a nation with high illiteracy rate. Michael Manley made a statement that he cannot lead an illiterate nation. So he introduced Jamal. Jamal cut off nobody's strength to teach these people. The teaching arm of the People's National Party was the youth organization. Right? But no political education takes place. What we are exposing now, what we are doing, in-depth analysis. And yet no why those people what you want to learn, see things that happen. Why did Jamaican people, you have to wait as Marcus Garvey say, you have to wait until your back is against the wall? I'm not preaching destruction of Jamaica, but as just as the late Paul will say. If you break it, you own it.
Oh, yes.
Revolution does not mean violence. Revolution means drastic change. That's what the word means. We need positive protest. We need positive, peaceful protest. Where is the Jamaican people? What's going to happen to you in the next 2-3 months when this situation gets worse? You have a prime minister talk for 4 hours and don't deal with what all the other countries over the world are doing. The gas crisis. Nothing mentioned about it. Where is the PNP? We are too stush. We are so proper. We are so decent. Pretty boy and pretty girl finish last. Just like what the election proved. I hear Powell and put and Spice do an interview. And when the guy asked him, he said, oh, we have to remember that we are the party of Norman Manley. What does it mean? Norman Manley was revolutionary. You will sit back to think this what is happening now in Jamaica could happen when Tony Sparring and DK Duncan and Dudley Thompson alive.
Oh, DK Duncan was rough, man. DK Duncan was rough. I will give you that. DK Duncan was rough.
It could never happen. It could never happen. Here's this woman with almost so much dirt on her. I'm telling you, remember, sit down. Like a little boy. And we are saying we are so proper, and we are so decent, and we are so stush. If you continue the way we are continuing, there's going to be a snap election in Jamaica, you know. It's coming, it's a must. But economic conditions begin to take hold. The Jamaican people need leadership. You don't tell me you're waiting for the people to uprise, then you provide leadership. No. The people of Jamaica are looking for leadership, and the PNP is not providing it. We're right. You have a couple of them that can talk up in Parliament. Gayman Crawford, Campbell, Bunting. Yes, they do their part. But there are some people right now who are members of the opposition. The politics have left them. Politics in Jamaica is a different type of politics from anywhere in the world, you know. This argument about when they go low, we go high. You can still go low and keep your decency and your sanity and integrity. In the last election, I hear the Prime Minister created a narrative, which he always does, that the violence is in the DNA of the PNP. And not one PNP answered it. Here comes Desmond McKenzie again, saying that PNP burned down evening time room. And not one single PNP answered him. They created the narrative. We have to go some spying, man. We have to go some spying. We have to stand up. Since the elections are over, September 3rd, how many constituency conference and divisional conferences has the PNP have? If you can't talk in Parliament, man, start up Kiwanis, go to JC's club, start having a conference, keep the people once a month up to date and tell them, Jamaican people are simple illiterate. Tell them to take up gun and mash it and kill them brother and sister over land. Yes, they can. But when they stand up for you on rights and justice, they can't do it. I just see Robinson now begin to do some serious work. But the PNP-YO cannot be an election year PNP-YO. Go back to the original PNP-YO. We're in the heights of the 80s. With all the money that the PSOJ spent, the private sector spent, they were out-organized. I am proud to say, as you always say, I believe in manierism. I'm a Manleyite. I don't love PNP. I love PNP, but I don't love it. Well, I love Michael Manley. Because I lived through the years of Michael Manley and I experienced and benefit from the policies and practices of Michael Manley. And I'm proud to tell anybody that Michael Manley did a poor man. He died a poor man.
Yes, he did. He did.
I need for somebody, you're the most qualified person I think to do this right now. To look at the present members of Parliament in Jamaica and do what they did before they enter politics. Most of them didn't own a home. And when the third, fourth year, they own home. Some of them are no billionaires. Look at what is happening.
But Carla, look at this. Let us try to wrap this around our cranium in terms of all the people who are tuning in to us. When Andrew Honest, as it relates to his governance, right, his leadership, I'm defining his administration, right? from 2016 until we speak, right? When he came in government, right? He claimed that he brought in $47 million, which he cannot explain, which that is going to even put him in a more trouble. But I am saying from 2016, sir, until 2026, the Prime Minister and his wife amassed more than, I don't know how much billions of dollars in wealth.
Yeah, but it's so contradictory. But if the wife said they couldn't have a fish fry at everything. Where did the Prime Minister after graduating from university? Where did you work? What corporation did you work for? What big corporation did you work for? What business did you establish?
None.
When you came into
None.
Every other politician can tell that he worked at this company, or he was a doctor, he was a lawyer, he had his own business. What did the Prime Minister come into? Why is it that we can't question what happened at the Seaga estate? How come, you see, I have one principle in politics. Don't involve the kids. The children are out of bounds when it comes to politics. But right now, you have to ask the question, how come a child who was never working his life find $100 million to buy land? How that happen? Right? How many taxes? You're the PFPs in the House of Parliament. And this man is imposing taxes and all these things. And nobody cares about it. But Mr. Prime Minister, your satellite declaration cannot be certified for the last 4 years. That means we need to tell the Jamaican people how much taxes you pay. We don't know how much taxes they pay. You have $473 million.
Caller, all right. Caller.
And he filed nil.
All right, yes, caller. Listen, all right, listen. This is what I'm saying, caller.
Yeah.
And I want you to listen to me keenly, and I want all persons who tune in to listen to me. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, right, has a problem with his statutory declaration as it relates to the certification of his statutory declaration. Simply means that the Prime Minister cannot properly explain his income, assets, and liabilities. Now, this is where I'm going, Carla. The DPP, prior to this DPP, Claudia Thompson, sat there and allowed the Prime Minister to continue on. The Commissioner of Police sat there and allowed the Prime Minister to continue on.
Yeah, because they appointed.
This DPP, who is a protege of Paula Llewellyn, is now coming to repeat the very same thing.
That's why she got the job.
And so then I am looking at it and said, what happened to civil society? What happened to the umbrella group of church? What happened to the PSOJ? This is wrong. It's a fundamental wrong. The Prime Minister and his wife should not be in Parliament.
Yeah, but the opposition, the PNP is waiting for the people to rise up. No.
Well,
who's provided the leadership? Look before the
all
election.
right, but all right, hold on.
Did the PNP go there and get the join them? No way. There were two solutions uppity to go and join them.
But hold on, Carla, because right, I sat here and I listened to you and I agree with what you said, roughly about 85%. But there are some things that I really don't agree with. Let me say that to you. Now, as it relates to, saying as it relates to the opposition need to, right, insert more aggressive and so forth and so forth. This is my thing. I want you to listen. Just hear me out. Right? Okay. I think that the opposition, as it relates to Mark Golding's leadership, right, and the current members of Parliament, as it relates to the PNP, quote unquote PNP, right, I think that they are doing an excellent job, right? Contrary to other who believe that, okay, all right, they need to trust more aggressively and so forth and so forth. Well, I mean, to each his own. You understand? I am different with that perception. I believe that when it comes to what we are seeing now, if you look on the performance, even as it relates to the PAC committee, we have Julian Robinson digging in, right? We have all these members of Parliament on the PNP side. They are digging in, and they don't necessarily have to go out there to be, because guess what? people need to know in tune in terms of present at the PSC hearing, right, and listen. Present at the parliament, right, and listen. When you look in terms of how many people, right, tune in when it comes to parliament, or how many people tune in when it comes to PSC meeting, it's quite a few. So again, it goes back to the people, because remember, I know, and let me show you something. Let me show you something why I am very much serious that I cannot blame the PNP with certain things. Now, if you remember the campaign, how powerful the PNP campaign was, and you said something that I totally agreed with. We were outfunded, right? And we were, yes, we were out-scammed. But you use outfox. I am not going to make it look like, you understand, them outsmart us. We were out-scammed. We were scammed. Sorry, I'm saying out-scammed. Sorry. We were scammed. Right? So we hold on the caller. We were outfunded and we were scammed. And out-organized and out-fox. Right? So when I look at that.
I agree with you.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
People do not understand that
in
the last 10 years, Marty G has written most of the legislature in Parliament. Marty G.
Yes.
And there's nobody right now can replace the leadership of Marty G.
None.
Different political style. I will give him that. But what I'm saying,
yes,
the thing that you guys are speaking, that you, for example, is teaching, Andre teach, right?
Yes.
Many of the wilderness teach, Ratigan.
Yes.
Why are those words not coming out of the opposition mouth?
Hold on, Carla, hold on. This is what I'm saying. Hold on, this is what I'm saying, right? Many of the things that we speak on, right? We get snippets from Marky G, you know, right? And get snippets from them, you know, right? So it is not that, hold on, it is not like, right, they are not opposed, they are opposing as the way they are to oppose. And I think, as I said, that they are doing quite a fantastic job, right? I don't know how people look at it as it relates to what they want the opposition to do. And what you have to remember, Carla, that it is one government at a time, right? And so then, hold on, Carla. I am saying there is a particular respective place for the debate, and which they are doing. So when we look at the respective place for the debate, we talk about the PSC, we talk about the PASC, and we talk about Parliament and blah blah blah, and the various of debate being going on. And when you look at these debates, I am saying that when you see the level of prudency, the level of debate, and the strong debating, the potency of the debate, trust me, I'm proud. I'm proud. Yes.
I am proud.
Yes.
What I'm saying is this. I'm not initiating and I'm not pushing forward for political violence. I am 100% against political violence.
All right.
But what I am saying,
yes,
the PNP at presently, as you said, looking at PAC and all that, they are stepping up.
Yes.
But you cannot continue in this sort of mode. We have to step it up to the next level. That's because the people are looking for the type of leadership that the people demand. We need to see you more at JC's meeting, Kiwani's meeting, divisional conferences, constituency conferences. Carry out the same, not even 100%, but the same thing as what you the guys are doing. Right? We are not hearing from them. They're just sitting. You have to understand people's psychology. As I said, if you break it, you'll be worried. And it's not the intention. We have a constitutional right to demonstrate peacefully. If you look at Michael Manley, for example, coming from a prestigious family, most of the man got black streets in front of GDC, right? Who is the PNP right now can take up that mantle of Michael Manley? Who can do it? Just nobody, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, yes, in terms of sitting in Parliament, you can have this woman, right? Who don't have the reputation and the dignity and the integrity.
No moral compass.
You sound like a little boy.
No moral compass.
You don't have no moral outside to tell me to sit down like a little boy.
Exactly.
Why we can't even when we were voting for her to be speaker. There's something that is called a protest vote, man.
All right.
You don't get voted against.
All right. Carla, all right. May I have to go run left you know? May I give, hold on. May I have, all right. Carla, may I have to go run left you know? May I have to give another caller because this is the last call. You understand? Blessings. All right, cool. Thanks. All right. All right. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead. Did I lose that call? Oh my goodness. Sorry, caller. I did something. Okay, you're calling back. Oh, a different caller. So I lose that call. Okay. All right. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Continue on what the man was saying eventually, because as I said, I don't know what is wrong with our people looking for it, and we need immediate action as in terms of Andrew and his wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need them. I mean, is there any law in Jamaica because in our first place after election said and done. I don't think Mr. Marshall agree with Andrew making his wife be the speaker. No was against it from the
But hold on. Let me just correct you. Hold on. Let me just correct you. As it relates to this current administration, Mark Golden did not agree with it. So please bear that in mind. He did not. He did not support it. He did not agree with it.
So what was the mechanism then eventually? Could I really avoid that? Because I mean, even though we know you're not the majority, but come on, I mean, anyone would come and say, "But that's wife and husband."
But hold on, there is hold on. There is no mechanism that can prevent that as it relates to the Constitution. None, because the ruling party, which is the majority, they are going to choose, right, the Speaker of the House, right. So there's nothing in the Constitution to say that, okay, if the opposition oppose it, it can't happen. It is going to happen anyway, whether the opposition like it, yes or no.
Well, that definitely not good for you because just looking for the whole thing on my whole point of view, right?
Yes.
Just looking for the whole thing, like these politicians, and just let's look politicians for that whole, right? Them come to us for a job, right? We eventually hire them. After we hire them eventually, everything have been like...
Yeah, you're right.
Everything is all about secrecy and not with our best interest at heart. Just a variety of things, like even use the beach access for the example. I mean, a simple thing as that. Many more things, because not even beach access alone, because we know say we want food, healthcare, about things. I mean, right now, to how corrupted this man was in a power at this point in time. He shouldn't do that because he have a bunch of cases to deal with.
I agree with you.
Clear his money. How we get his money?
I agree with you.
Me ask my Jamaican people them again. I have a parliament here and they not hear me. Is there any law to prevent this man? Because as I say, melting pot they are England, you are Canada. Melting pot we run off of the English government system. If the England is a man gone already, so I go on.
Long time, you have gone. But Carla, all right. All right. Listen me now, Carla. I am going to show you where, right, the crooks lie in all of this. Now we have a DPP, right? And the DPP is the height of the position in terms of prosecution. We also have a commissioner of police. We also have fragments like the MOCA. The fact of the matter, right? Remember that the opposition don't have powers of arrest where they can investigate and say, okay, all right, we are going to arrest you because we are opposition. They can't. They don't have such power. So the power embedded as it relates to the prosecution, the prosecuting team, which is the DPP, right? The police investigators who need to do their damn job. Now, the thing is, the DPP and the commissioner of police, right, sit there and allow Andrew Holness, right, to continue all of this. What do you think the IC is doing? The Integrity Commission investigators is saying, here is the investigation that we have completed. Here it is, right? Have him arrested, have him charged. Remember that they investigated him. They have sent the file to the corruption prosecutor. And what did the corruption prosecutor did? Let him go. Let him go.
What step can we take? Because we can't allow this. Because
okay, the step. Let me tell you the step that we can take. Hold on. You asked me a question because I like to hear you out. I like to empathize with you, right? I like to lead you to a resolution, and I like to provide a positive course of action for you. So since you asked me that question, what can we do? A very good question. Love the question that you asked. You know what we can do? If Jamaicans unite and go out there, right, and decided that they are going to boycott all businesses, and they are going to come together and decided that we are not going to have a prime minister, which is statutory declaration, cannot be certified, lead the mission on that significant item. The prime minister statutory declaration cannot be certified. Lead it on that mandate. And everything come tumbling down because it is a moral wrong. So then while we are asking the opposition, right, what the opposition need to do, the people, right, need to get together, unite as one, right, and deals with the situation at hand. Because anyhow, I can tell you this, I can tell you this, caller. Anyhow, Jamaica find that unity, and give it to Andrew Ownless. Andrew Ownless has to go and ask him. PSOJ and pressure, the pressure. He has to go. So this is where we are losing out. The people. And I hope I answer you, caller.
No, the truth, but the people are hard to get to them. He be a very one family and friends. You actually show them facts and I say, look, for this, because I just said I didn't see this guy named Taylor, they call him Jabek, right?
Yes.
Like a protest in Jamaica about the whole beaches, and people been driving past the man, and nobody not joining with him when they don't benefit the whole of it, because we're supposed to have beach access because of
of course.
Country.
Of course.
You understand?
Of course.
And I don't understand. So we get the people, I mean, because while we hear a delay, somebody are dead, somebody are suffering because even Cuba and gone at this point in time. I mean, when you visit the hospital, if you ever visit one since recently, you're not get through. You're not, I'm not asking. You're not get through. You know, go for an emergency. You're not get through. You get me, I say?
Yes.
The last time I got Manchester hospital, I see one brother coming to get chopped up. And I lie down on the bench. I leak out and I said, no, they not make no emergency move. So I don't know when the people know wake up. I say, no, so I do a good job, but boy, I say, boy, come like we now no line in Jamaica, man. I'm a talk about me feel so we need to make some changes when the time comes. I make the people select the public prosecution.
I tell you something in a caller.
We make some changes in the law. We need a rewrite and the thing where we select the public prosecution. We need somebody who work with. When I want somebody who think you know my friend. Want a man when he come on here, which P you are, when time prosecution for go on, just hang with the business. And then type of man that we are looking for. You understand? Because right now the country out of hand and people are suffering very real. I mean, we are talking about me and Baba Big and know because we are talking about personal experience.
Yes.
That's suffering very real.
Yes.
That's not if not about that maybe. You get me, I said?
Exactly.
But we don't know where my brother and sister can see. Yeah, man, keep up the good work still, but I don't know what you said, but I want to set more action. Go on action. We need this man to go, man. It's too corrupt.
Oh, dear. Oh, my
and
goodness.
The next thing, the Governor General, I mean, the GG, he might be a man than him, so we can make a move.
Well, the Governor General, hold on, Carla, because a lot of people been saying that the Governor General is bigger than the Prime Minister. Listen, the Governor General is just merely ceremonial. People need to understand that, right?
So what do you think of them for them?
Well, look, I don't see the reason why we even have the Governor General. We should have cut that because he's not significant to us. He's not doing anything. Not a thing. It's just taxpayers' money wasting to pay him. Come on, right? And that is one of the reasons why Marky G want to go Republic. Right, and we cut ourselves from the Privy Council and go to the CCJ, right, where people can get justice, right? Yeah. And, you know, so yes.
People are suffering for real, man.
Look,
you understand?
the level,
real life.
meanwhile,
This man only when he talk, all right, me see,
all right. Hold on. I've got to run left, you know, because I give you adequate time. I've got to take another caller because I have a fear to them too. All right. Let me just take another caller. All right. Oh, caller hung up. Right. Melting pot might as well we just turn it in to the people for the people them call in. Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Remember monitor the call before you go and talk. When the call them come in, you understand? Okay, all right. See caller come back in. We could just turn this to the callers, give the people them right to talk. Yes, caller, go ahead. You're on Mystic Sensation Live.
So we just want to give my 2 cents in this situation.
Yes, my brother.
To me, you know me always there class. I'm listening.
Thank you.
I'm listening to everybody. But you see, one of the things that we kind of see with PMP supporters who kind of shaky and confused. And let me tell you why. You see, this moment to see this, we said that, and then the next moment to see a look of fubber double where PMP can't do nothing about it because the speaker stand up on them and she decides no matter what kind of question them decide for ask them, not gonna ask it. My thing is this. We all watch from the starting of the election and how these people campaign, these people send the message out there, these people play the messages, these people go to every cribs and corner and lay the messages and say, yo, listen, if we continue to adapt these people as leader, everything is going to crash, and evidence is there. Everybody compare Mark Golding to Michael Manley days and this, that, whatever the third. But let us be realistic. Back in the Michael Manley days, 15-year-old, 14-year-old, 13-year-old, 10-year-old, elders wanted to learn, wanted to go to school and achieve something. They wanted jobs to create better benefit and better chances for them and them family. Those people wanted those stuff. So they leaned to someone who was giving them the ideology of how he can produce these things for them. These kids nowadays don't intend for that. Nobody don't want to work. Nobody don't want to get up and go look for a job. Hence the reason why they utilize those people and put them in this employment system, create an employment system for say they are employed. Because they realize these people don't want to work. Because why? They don't believe in the system no more. I said that to say this. PMP keep on and push out the message. What more can they do? If the people of the country is not interested in helping themselves getting changes, every day we get up and blame PMP. We say PMP need to do this, Mark Golding need to do that. But what are we doing as a people?
Well said. You know, Carla, trust me, I am here listening to you, and you are hitting home every point, right? Well said. Go ahead. I'm enjoying listening to you.
Mark Golding and the PMP is just the messenger. We are the ones who are supposed to receive the message and do the dialogue. Go around, just the same as how them put up all these information on the internet. It's there for everybody to read. It's just who is interested is going to read it. Who is not interested, they can't force them. If a man come and tell us, boy, I believe in a 9 to 5, you know, them want to do robbery and all of them, say, there's nothing you can do to change his mind, no matter how many different options he bring to you. If that's what he wants, that's what he wants. And if you realize these younger kids these days, once them tell us something for them, not for them, and them are sure it's not for them, what can he do? He present ideology changes so that people can own homes, so that people can have a life. And who got the polling station? Nobody else. And you know, one of the things I've learned too about the situation is that the people in the diaspora want this man to leave more than the people in the country. People from the diaspora book ticket and fly go down go vote, while you have more than 3/4 of the country that never vote. They are the ones who are supposed to be held responsible for this. You're not supposed to get up every day same way I blame Mark Golding and them when you not have the opportunity to go out on September 3rd to change the narrative, to change the situation.
Carla,
Yes. Hold on. Yes, go ahead, Melting Pot.
Yeah, make I just object to the whole voting fiasco. The PMP win the election, you know. It was stolen by the Jamaica Labour Party with all various means of mechanism. When you look at the People's National Party gaining a 100% increase in terms of seats from 14 to 28, plus we had 29. One was stolen in that same division now that is causing problem out in East Kingston. Yeah, Steve McGregor won that seat. That is a 29, but there is some things that Jamaican people did not aware of. Me and Mystic and Lonesome knew exactly that they were going to steal the election using the mechanism of the electronic voting system that they only constituted in a few constituency. And that give them the option to steal the election. So the PMP supporters, they came out and they came out in a way that the Jamaica Labour Party had to use mechanism. Remember the ink went out there, you know. Remember the voter suppression. We have never seen the line stagnated.
When
Yeah,
information
so
got leaked, it is said there are so many PMP workers and supporters who took money. So at the same time, the ones that come out definitely are the ones who wanted to change the trajectory of what's going on. But what about those who held that situation, abandoned the situation by not going and also abandoning their position to help the changes? Those are the people we have to hold accountable to. Also, it already gone, right? What is the next move? The next move is the PMP or let me in a PAC, now a PAC and the right thing, and we are getting information.
All right.
Who is going out there to march to say, listen, Rosie alone supposed to open the eyes of every single body. No, officer, listen. There was skullduggery. I will not make it happen no more. We see the fire them out the ear, how much people get burned out and all these things, and it has been proven. What are we doing? Sitting down waiting time. If PMP for go start a march, you know the first thing them gonna say, bad mind. But when them say the people them who is more affected, remember say all who they in a parliament have them money, them have them good job and all them life. They don't have to represent us.
But hold on the caller.
Doing it from them.
Hold on the caller. Sorry to interrupt. But let me just say something to you in terms of certain things that surprise me. If we look back on the situation with Darrell Vaz, right, as it relates to the 110 school buses, right, or we use the children as political spawn and, you know, fraud the system, right? And here we are today, as it relates to the Auditor General now investigating, Mocha investigating. You notice that Darrell Vaz silent, nothing from him, right? And it seems as if now he's more preparing now to probably run off because he knows that while he was telling people that, okay, 82 buses are 110 buses are on the island, right? He knew that by the time the Auditor General complete that report and send it out as it relates to July or September, whenever it comes out during that period of time, right? They are going to find out the real count and the way how he was behaving and the way how you have people that support Jamaica Labour Party were they were defending him. And when you look on value for money, taking one on because people don't really realize, the seriousness of the situation, you know. We are talking about Darrell Vaz, the possibility of him purchasing 110 buses as it relates to $1.4 billion. Now, if it comes out later that it is not 110 old buses from 2010 going 16 years old, don't know buses. And yet, if the Auditor General comes out and said, okay, all right, it's only 60 or 62 buses on the island. Now, it's a different serious conversation that, you know, because what happened to the $1.4 billion? The $1.4 billion spent on 62 old buses, and I know that's where the conundrum is going to hit.
All right, watch me now, Panda Godfather.
Yes.
Learn from you, Rattigan, and the facts that live in America. I know the prices of these buses. One thing him could have tricked me about the prices. The only thing me can say would be surprising to me is the amount that they in the country. If it's that, if the right amount is there. But the prices never surprise me. The prices never make no sense to me based on the information you guys put out there. So that's what I'm saying is that there are information for people to take and make sense of it. But the problem is nobody have time to sit down and do their research to understand the technicality of the information that you guys are giving them on a daily basis.
Yes.
Hence the reason why these people can get away with the nonsense they're doing. Because if these people are doing research and understanding that these people are literally not just slaving them, but take them for some kuno, then they will know, say, oh, listen to me, full time they stop now, and a time for we step out and make the move. As I'm saying, the PMP representative them can do so much and so little. But it's you who it's affect the most, supposed to show the interest that you really need this man to go. Remember, them same man voting back in.
Now, all right, Carla, stop there, because my brother Melting Pot just spoke to you as it relates to the election being stolen. And we have strong evidence. We have strong evidence that the election is stolen, right? Based on evidence that we definitely have, right? The election was stolen. There's no two way about that. And so then it sort of changed the perception for we to be saying that, okay, all right, the PNP did not turn out and the PNP did not come out. And again, let me say something as it relates to voters' apathy. Remember that we have, as it relates to the election list, it needs to be properly cleaned, right? Because again, you have a lot of dead people who still exist on that list, and the Jamaica Labour Party using it to their advantage. Remember that we saw Juliet Owness, in a cemetery, they write down names, all of these shenanigans that them come off with. You understand? We have, again, as it relates to Bobby Montague, we know so Bobby Montague, you understand, totally lost that. You understand? The police them went. Exactly, Carla.
We see all of that. So as I say, we see all of that. But that can't know.
Yes.
What we focus on now is how we can rally. Because there are ways. You see, if them people read the laws, there are laws there where them can come together and get rid of them without even a next election, And that is
of course
trying to make.
Yes, you're right.
To educate themselves.
Yes.
Everybody's supposed to realize by now that this man don't like people who's educated. Too many people speak about it.
That's true.
In his party. So clearly, it is up for you now to say, listen to me. This man don't want me getting an education, I'm going to make sure I get it, because there must be something that you don't want us to know that is going to prevent you from staying to that seat. And we need to know. That's all I'm saying. The people that need to get up, do their researches, learn and understand what is the right, because you don't need to go create a riot and go kill nobody and burn down nowhere. March peacefully so that people can know that you have no confidence in this man. This man go stop squeeze and stand up in a people and until people really rise up the right way and say, listen to me, enough is enough. That's all it needed for them to understand and make them know. So listen, enough is enough, and now it's time for we put the foot on ground.
Well said.
MP alone can't do it.
Well said.
People have more say than them, because without we, them can't sit down in that chair.
And you said it right. You said it right, and I am glad that you are saying it out loud. Right? The people, I think, as it relates to the people, collective power and collective strength. Here Michi is saying the people don't realize the power they have collectively. Right? And which, Michi, thank you for that. It is so true. And Carla, you're speaking about the same thing in terms of, the people, right? Speaking of Melting Pot. Come and hear a voice now, Panelist, your voice sound in the distance.
Well, I mean, we appreciate Carla with such input like this, Carla.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I mean, he has touched on some very fundamental points. Yeah, the people have the power, I've been saying that all along. But what I'm here trying to do now, is to educate my Jamaican people in regard to politics. Not about any other subject, just politics, because it is vitally important that Jamaicans have a full awareness of what politics has to offer to them in terms of their life and their surroundings, in terms of the economy that is being offered to them, how they can sustain themselves. You understand? Because it's not just you being a part of a organization that support politicians, like, them type of thing. Then. No, you must be collectively together in unison, supporting the patriotism of the country. The country must be patriotic. Everyone must lay down them hands on the deck in regards to making sure that Jamaica is run properly, and that Jamaicans can benefit from the work being done by the elected member of parliament, right? They have to provide some basic amenities, for every constituency. That's what they are elected to do. But instead, we are seeing these men running their own entities. They are businessmen. They are not politicians. And the Jamaican people lay down and, just accept this, flaws of a representation. It's not good representation. It's bad representation. And Jamaica now has to realize that, because, I go and point out just one aspect of Jamaican life. And I know if that cut off, them have to look different. You see, all the killings we are going in Jamaica. And a Jamaican bury them, a diaspora bury the dead them in Jamaica. Yeah? And, sometimes we have to find ways and means of destroying a certain philosophy that has risen within a society. You look on the price to bury a dead in Jamaica. Unbelievable. Look at the units that they use to transport the dead, those iron vehicles. It's because it becomes a lucrative business. And look at who's benefiting. You have one pathologist, and I'm affiliated to the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah, and I know that, all that is going on is that has become a rich entity. Killing people in Jamaica has become a rich entity. For these people, they are benefiting immensely. Now, if the diaspora stops sending money to bury the dead, well, I think change in Jamaica, just by doing that. If people in Jamaica...
Let me just take another call. Call, I have to go run left, I have to go take another call. You hear?
Yeah, man, Godfather.
Blessings, my brother. All right, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, man, Bolo.
Hey, Bolo, Wagwan.
Big up, Bolo.
First of all, big up to everybody and yourself.
Yes.
In the chat, and big up Anissa birthday.
Yes.
Shout out to the sister. Sorry for cut the melting pot, but why they are this no longer we come up to the call. Jamaican people, especially the ones that were there in Jamaica. I agree with Mystic. Everything that is happening here, the blame rests on us. The People's National Party gave a hell of a campaign. They gave a hell of an incentive with their manifesto with love.
Oh yes.
It would have been, if we had voted in the People's National Party, it would have been the greatest transfer of wealth from the government to the people. I understand in terms of land ownership,
well said, Bolo.
Positives of first in the family with education. We had all the incentives.
Oh,
we
yes.
have all the incentives to go out and vote. And some of us took money, did not vote. Some of us took money, voted for the other side. And some of us did come out of the yard or make it a priority to go out and vote. There was a poll that said we should have had a 50% voter turnout. We know that we had skullduggery challenges from the Jamaica Labour Party, but even with that, if the people had united and gotten serious and come out of them yard and come vote against corruption, then we would have had a different situation right now. Can you imagine how the People's National Party members feel that without all that effort, and people told them that they would have given them their support, and they did not come out, and now we are telling the People's National Party that they should fight for us? No, we need to fight for ourselves. We need to show people so serious. In any other democracy, the Integrity Commission report
and Andrew Honest, he could have never even run for office again in any other serious democracy. Right? You're afraid to come out and come protest against corruption, but you don't want PMP to do all of these things. I found the time to unite and get up and move. Nobody now come save you, you know. I was God alone now go wait for, but no man now come save you.
But you know the funniest thing, Bola? Bola, you know the funniest thing? I am going to watch, right, as it relates to when the next declaration to come out with Andrew Honest, right, and the opposition leader. And I'm going to see that, okay, when it comes out, me and you know that he's not going to be certified. Now, what I'm going to ask Jamaica, are you going to allow him to continue?
Exactly.
Going 5 years and him statutory declaration cannot be certified? Are we going to stand up? So I am waiting, right, to see what is going to happen.
Remember when Mr. Will Rattigan wrote the letter to the king, and he said to the people, print the letter and sign the letter. Use the same letter. Nobody did it. Not enough people did it. That was an easy way for us to exercise our disgust during using the democratic process of unity. We didn't do it. The man have something called the Magnitsky Act, something to fight against human rights violation and corruption in Jamaica. Him need 10,000 signatures all along, and people don't take it upon themselves to say, I'm going to one sign it, and then two, I'm going to share this with everybody and make it the gospel. You understand that those are the things that easy for we do as a people.
Exactly.
Chop the ball. We cannot even look for the People's National Party, and last when it comes to anything to do with Dennis Gardner, any member of the People's National Party in terms of disciplinary action, Mark going and showed us the leader he is.
Yes.
So whenever I decide to make a ruling, I leave it to the leader, because when Dennis Meadows, they make a statement about scammers. He was removed.
Yes.
And people said that we lose the seat because of that, and it show you the level of Mark Bowling and his integrity. So we are in good hands. If Dennis, as I say, if Mr. Dennis Gardner is in Iran against the law, there needs to be sanctions. I trust Mark Bowling that he will give the right sanctions, because he is a leader of integrity, unlike Andrew Honest. And with that, so big up on yourself, all right?
Well said, Bolo. Well said.
Bolo, before you go, Melting Pot, I ask you one question. I'm one hear your opinion.
I'm gone already.
Boy, let me give him a round of applause. Let me give him a round of applause.
Yeah, man. Bolo always carry it, you know. Yes. Bolo said it all, right, as it relates to the situation. And as what Bolo said, that Mark Golden is quite competent, right? We believe in him, right? He has the ability to make a decision, right, where Dennis Gardner is concerned, and if all due diligence being executed, well, it's up to Mark G in terms of that, which I guaranteed that he will do the right thing. Let me just take another call. Yes, Mystic Sensation, go ahead, caller. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation, go ahead. Oh, that person apparently changed his mind. Yes, Melting Pot, go on, continue to speak to. We have another 17 minutes to close. So let's go and talk until other caller call, because
I want to highlight one of Jamaica's biggest civil society group, which is the church. And I know that the church is, entrusted with good moral principle in terms of what the Bible says. But are we seeing the church, being actively pursuing to get rid of corruption?
No,
in Jamaica?
So let me answer you.
And I mean, that is a large amount of Jamaicans who participate in that, in that group of society. Now, if the church start to make the initial move, in regard to this protest that we want, this peaceful protest, then I think Jamaica will be onto a good product. Because if the PSOJ, who we know aligns to this particular government, is not, in keeping with good moral standard practice, but only like when corruption is on the table so that they can benefit, then we can't look to them, Because just look at what Pandu will come out with, biasness. Yeah, we want people who are coming out to speak in a cordial fashion, highlighting the subject matter that is a problem to the society. And don't spread wings and try to incriminate other aspect of social, development that does not consist with the current needs. Jamaica need a purgery of the corruption. Yeah? The church people, melting pot a call upon you guys. Yeah? I have looked at you as a group that should be marching, as the song says, onward Christian soldier marching on to war. And the war that you should be marching in pursuit of is corruption. Moving Andrew Holness, because it cannot be declared. The statutory declaration cannot be declared. And so when you move Andrew Holness, you move Juliet Holness because they filed together. None of them cannot be certified, but they hold the two most important positions in the parliament, the prime minister and the speaker of the house.
Executive and legislature.
Right.
Executive Andrew Holness, legislature, Juliet Holness.
Right. And when you have those two sitting there that we can identify as criminal, it is wrong for the parliamentary system. Yeah. And I know for a fact that it just want the church support behind the other supporting group. And it will be like what we saw in Sri Lanka. When everybody moved towards the president and his family, they had to run out. Because Sri Lanka was in a situation that Jamaica is not
One of the
right.
We have a call coming in. So let me just take this call. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead, please. Blessings, my brother.
Yeah. Listen to me now. I've been trying to call you guys for a long time,
Whoa.
I can't get on.
Sorry about that.
I need, you have my number, yeah? Give me, melting pot live at the same country. We just want to talk to you.
Okay. All right. Melting pot, you wish to give this gentleman your number off here?
Yeah, man. Give me number,
okay.
man.
So he will give you that off here, caller.
Yeah, give it off here.
All right, cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah, man. So that's the only thing you need to say. Are you finished?
Well, because one of my main thing, man, you have to get into this map risky app. That is the one way you're not gonna get out of this government,
Well, I did my part, Melting pot did his part. Is for those people to do their part, to make it reach the threshold that needs to activate it. We have done our part.
England, and we can get people to sign the thing. That's why I want to have the American part.
Okay, all right. So you have the opportunity to do that. All right, let me take another call here. So you will get that. Right. Okay, blessings.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Please go ahead. Hello. Yes, caller, you're on air. Please go ahead. Okay. All right, you have a call. Yes, go ahead, Melting Pot, until the caller call back.
Yeah, so we just want,
So we have to close out. We have 1 minute. Close us out, Melting Pot.
Yeah, we just want civil society group. Yeah, just put all on the hands on deck, man. Make we move forward in solidarity.
Let me squeeze in the final call. Sorry. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. This is the final call. Go ahead. Hello? But this person continued to be calling and not saying anything. Hello? No. Maybe this is just a strategy to hold the program. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Close us
Yeah. I'm just saying that with all hands on deck and moving in a solidarity manner, we can get Jamaica back in the rightful hands that Jamaica should be in at this critical junction. Jamaica is in the hands of corruption, criminal leadership. That need to be changed. Yes, because there is only two individuals benefiting from all of this, primarily, which is Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness. Yeah, we know the extended member of parliament, them eat them food same way, but not to the extent of the Holness. Yeah, the Holness are trying to own Jamaica under a mafia scheme. Yeah, by building right across the length and breadth their empire. They want to emulate the Trump empire because Andrew is affiliated to Trump and he's a red-eye individual who like to copy people, rise to prominence, and use Jamaica as the pool of wealth to access that rise to prominence. Now we have to put an end to this guy administration. Yeah, I know the People's National Party, yeah, did an excellent job at the last poll. And me personally knew that the People's National Party under a fair democratic system that preside on election day would have been the winner. We knew before election.
Not two
Yeah.
about that. The Jamaica Labour Party stole the election. Not two
Right, because remember, I no mistake, me and you alone, some, get the info where them about do,
Of course.
And that's why we highlight the guy named Dushan Shabadia. He played a role in the technology side, yes, of those constituencies that the electronic voting system was introduced to. Why only special constituency had that in place? Because those MP candidates were vital to the Jamaica Labour Party ongoing corruption scheme. And we're talking about seat like James Robertson. We're talking about Donovan Williams. We're talking about Juliet Holness. We're talking about Andrew Holness. We're talking about Agintai. And we're talking about Rhoda Crawford. And, we know the seat them where them target, and them did get them.
Well, on the melting pot. And this is one of the reasons why I can't tolerate, I beg to differ respectfully, but I can't tolerate when people are saying that, okay, the PNP need to do more, the PNP do. What they expect that the PNP need to do. You understand? Because obviously, right, Mark Bolin had led a wonderful campaign, right? Mark Bolin, he comes out, right, and he addressed the situation, right? He comes out, he prepared a mandate, right? He had spoken on every single campaign that Mark Bolin went on. Mark Bolin had spoken. Mark Bolin, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know what, you understand, people expect Mark Bolin to do. I honestly just don't know it, right? And that is my take. Sorry, melting pot. Go ahead.
Well, we like to bounce off of each other, and we have time for each other. So when we, dissect the things, me and you know certain things where the average people out there wouldn't be privileged to, Byron. So that's where their perception come from. But we have to enforce what we know to them. We know about the stealing of the election prior to it being taken place. Jamaican people must remember that it's the first in our political due process where ink was available in the hands of unscrupulous individual from the Jamaica Labour Party.
How did the ink, right, get out of the electoral office? How did the ink get out of it? But guess what? Let me tell you something, melting pot. To the fact that we know what went on, right, the last general election, with us, right, in social media, right, we are not going to allow that again. Right, because we are on it from now, and we are make sure so we beat it down and drive it home. And let me say this, as it relates to Warmington, you understand, believe that okay, right, in a EJ electoral office, right? Me I watch him like an ark. You understand? And we have to dip on him like an ark because we are not going to allow the hanky-panky to take place again. Trust me upon that.
Right. And the EOJ office have to move out of the Prime Minister domain. We can't have it there.
That needs to be done.
That has to be done. And, you know, we know all the variances that took place. People can see for themselves. What was Juliet Holiness doing in and out of the polling station? And then finally asking the policeman them to put up barricade. Because when she went there, she saw that the PMP was outnumbering her. Her seat was one such seat that the doctor using the technology. So, I mean, I know 100% the People's National Party won the last general election. If you take those 7 seats that we know and put it onto the 28, that would give you 35. That just shows you that the People's National Party would be the ruling party of the day, not the Jamaican Labour Party. And this is why, because Andrew Wallace knew the people them didn't come out and vote for him, you know. You notice so much throw pies over the people them. That's why now I give them the support. He knew the people reject him. Because Andrew didn't have anything going into the general election campaign, you know. No manifesto, nothing at all. The People's National Party, all of that. Right? And I'm saying to the people in Jamaica, remember one such big fundamental item that was on the agenda was you becoming the rightful owner of your land. The People's National Party was gonna give the people them land document so that Andrew don't take what the land them from and build panic him and them friend them. You have to guard yourself against that because it is happening. Rosie has highlighted how many people got burnt out for land grabbing.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Part. Exactly.
You understand? And it's only the People's National Party put that policy in their manifesto that when they enter into the parliament as a ruling government, they would provide people with their documents. They would give people the upward mobility in their life by living in proper home, not container houses. You understand? So Jamaican people have to be careful. That's why I'm saying right now I am even more impact in offering my technical skills and knowledge into the curriculum of politics in Jamaica. Jamaican people need to know more about politics. And Jamaican people must not use the terms, oh, I don't business. You have to business with politics. Because if you don't have good government in place, yeah, and good minister of health, you won't have no hospital to go to. Look what is happening now. If you don't have good government and good minister of education, you won't have no education system in Jamaica. And look up, it's reached to Jamaica now. There is no education system. Even the teachers have to leave. Even the teachers have to leave because a profession as a teacher requires a living standard wages, not minimum wages. Teachers were on minimum wages, even though they were highly skilled, trained professional people. Yeah? So you can't have that. Look at the infrastructure. Look at the gullies them and everything. Look how the island flood out. It's because they don't have a good government and you don't have a good environmental minister in place. You understand? So politics is very important to people's life. That's why you see the first world country them can offer Jamaican a better way of life when they migrate into those countries because they have a better political system in place where people are held accountable and people have to be transparent. And you don't have the high level of corruption like what is in Jamaica, in places like Canada, United States, and UK, where most of our Jamaican people migrate to for a better way of life. And I've sure know they have been into this country and I've seen the result and I've utilized it to help the people in Jamaica.
Pat, wrap up in a minute because I have to run to the barber. Right. Okay,
yeah.
so my son from there. So yeah.
Well, we can't just wrap up by thanking the people for participating in the Mystic Sensation afternoon show. It was quite informative and very spicy. We thank the callers who, took the time out to call in to, just share their own, views as to what is happening in Jamaica. And we welcome that. And we thank everyone for being very active in the chat group as well. We have seen some brilliant comments and we love that so that our people are into the subject matter. So as we go out in the blaze of glory and one love Jamaica.
Yes.
Peace, love,
Thank you, Melting Pot. Right, and always, wonderful reflection coming from Melting Pot. Nothing less, right, Melting Pot, right, very potent. Right, people, right, thank you to make it Mystic Sensation. Right, without you, right, we can't be. So you are our energy and you continue to support us and we do appreciate it. Melting Pot, Colonel, bless up yourself. Blessings.
Walk up, my brother. Blessings.
Walk good, my people. Walk good. All right.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister around the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.